All right, we're live. All right, we are live here on Facebook and YouTube at the protest. We have a few people coming down. If you're watching live, come on down. If you're not able to come, share the live feed. Facebook and YouTube live here at the protest in front of the governor's house. We'll get a few interviews as soon as we get some more people out here. In case folks online are watching and wondering what this protest is about, it was sparked by a recent road rage incident where an expat work permit holder got out of his car during a traffic incident and assaulted a young Caymanian 17-year-old boy. And so now the public is outraged and we want justice. We want the work permit holder to be held accountable, and as well as the RCIPS, who we believe arrested the wrong person in the matter. And we also believe they owe the young man a public apology. We have some people out here with some signs. More people are showing up. Come on down, Cayman. We do have the RCIPS over here just across the street, just keeping an eye on things. But we did get permission for the protest, so we have the right to be here. Feel free to post your comments. I'll read some comments while we're waiting for more people to show up. More people are showing up by the minute. So again, we're here live at the protest in front of the governor's house, which is across from where Costi Les would be. If people are wondering what this protest is about, we are protesting. This was sparked by a recent road rage incident where a expat work permit holder got out of his car during a traffic incident and assaulted a 17-year-old Caymanian boy. And the Caymanian, the 17-year-old boy, was arrested instead of the expat worker. The public wants justice in this matter. We want people to be held accountable. And I think some people are even calling for this gentleman's work permit to be revoked and for him to be shipped off the island. So far, we don't see any current MPs out here, we have one now that is running, Mr. Alric Lindsay. I was just going to say we don't have any current ones, nor ones that are running, but I just seen Mr. Alric Lindsay show up, so we'll get an interview with him shortly. So Atlas Ramon says, what's happening? So there's a protest going on in front of the governor's building. We're protesting against a current incident that happened in the community where there was a fit of road rage by an expat work permit holder where he assaulted a young 17-year-old Caymanian boy. And when the police arrived to the scene, they actually arrested the young man for defending himself. So the public wants justice in the matter. And that's what this protest is about today. We have Mr. Alric Lindsay here. Yes. Would you care to give CMR a quick interview?
Sure, why not?
So tell us, sir, why are you out here today? We just explained to the public what the protest is all about, but why do you feel, as someone who is running for office, why do you feel it's important for you to be out here today?
I'm not here because I'm running for office. I'm here because I spent a lot of time in the court, and I see that there's not necessarily a balance of justice. I've seen court cases where, tourists have come in with guns, and they've come in with ganja as well, and they've been allowed to basically get a fine and get off. Now, I think you can't have two different types of justice for the same type of crime. And so I think it's important to highlight, when this incident happened the other day, why there was a difference in the treatment. Because at the end of the day, although people are going to protest what happened, the real issue is what happens when you get to court. Well, the real issue is what happens when the DPP decides to charge or not charge as a first step. And even if they decide to charge it and the thing goes to trial, it all depends on whether or not you actually see any justice. And I say that because most of the times the judges will consider early guilty pleas and take off a third, and they will consider previous good character and take off some more, and also consider whether or not the case lasted a long time and it was hanging over the person's head. So for me, I would like to see Caymanians be treated the same way as others, and Caymanians not be selected and to be tried in this type of justice. So I want to see things improve. I just want to see Caymanians be treated the same way. And it's not a matter of emotion. It's a matter of fact when you look at the different types of cases. And hopefully the right people are watching and they're going to get the message. Then there needs to be the same treatment. There needs to be the same justice for Caymanians and not a different system for others that results in imbalance. So I really would like to see a balance happen here after this protest. And I hope it doesn't stop here. I hope Caymanians do see imbalances in other areas and take a stand for it.
And what do you think about the young man, the 17-year-old Caymanian, being arrested? If it is indeed found factual that he was defending himself, what actions do you think need to take place in terms of the RCIPS response? We heard earlier when this issue was in the media hot, we heard one commentator say, what happens when this young man goes to apply for a visa, a student visa for the US or something, and he has this arrest now on his record? As I said, if the facts show, which we believe they do, that he was defending himself, what do you think should take place after that?
Well, I don't know what the police's procedures are. So I'm assuming that someone followed procedures. But I think that someone needs to point out whether or not they follow the right steps. Whether or not they did try to get some sort of statements on the scene to try to understand what happened. Again, I don't know what the police's procedures are, but I think that whoever is hearing this in court will have to look at everything that happened, including how the police approached it, how the charge ended up being whatever charge it ends up being, or whether or not DPP decides to reduce the charge, or put some other charge, or not proceed at all. So again, the end result is going to be how the judges treat this when it ends up in court. But from a bystander point of view, everything seemed to happen so quickly, and I would not understand why only one person was arrested and not both of them, for example. So it doesn't seem from the outside, without knowing the facts, it doesn't seem like it was the correct thing to do to just arrest the young man. Because if the videos are clearly showing what happened, and it wasn't like someone put a few videos together, you can see what happened, right? So if the police are seeing what happened and are making that decision, it may signify something about how they're approaching things, So hopefully, like I say, the right persons are seeing this video and they will take steps to correct it at all levels.
All right, thank you, sir. We'll circle back later on in the protest. Let's read some more comments here. So Mosley James says the charges need to be dropped. Simple as that. No other outcome will suffice for the young man if justice is to be served. So I assume she means the charges against the young man should be dropped. Matthew Adams says the charges need to be dropped and Larry needs to be charged for assault. We have more people coming in by the minute. Looks to be about maybe 20 to 30 people out here so far. We will walk around and get some more interviews shortly. Let's go ahead and look at some of these signs here. So we have one here. 0 tolerance to road rage, racism, disrespect, and violence. Have some more signs over here. Road rage won't be tolerated. Penalty should be a criminal offense. We have another sign here. Undesirable inhabitants must go. No troublemakers. And they actually put the immigration law on there, which I'm assuming that immigration law shows the stipulations of work permit holders. They should be law-abiding citizens. Carla Watler on the live says, wish I could be there today. Sadly, I cannot, but I'm with you in spirit. Stand up, Cayman. Let's get some more of these signs in here. We are fewer, but we are mightier. No more injustice. Caymanian lives matter. And protect future generations. Our home, our rights. Oh, she has another one. Let justice prevail. Our home, our rights. Cayman strong. One nation, one people, protect our future. We're going to come down here and give you guys a better view of how much people are here. We'll be out here. The flyer says 3 to 6. So if you haven't come down yet, come on down. Dacia Bush says, shouldn't the protest be happening outside the police station? Just asking. Um, let's see if we can talk to Siobhan. I think she knows a little bit more about the details of the protest and why we chose this location, and maybe we can get an answer from her. Miss Siobhan. So the people on the live, they want to know why we chose this location instead of being in front of the police station.
Good afternoon, CMR audience and the wider Cayman. I chose this location along with the other protest organizers. Excuse me. First and foremost, I think most of Cayman, if not all, has seen what played out with the alleged road rage incident with the young 17-year-old man and Mr. Larry McGean. And I think this location was most appropriate because I think most of us that see and understand what took place and saw the release from the RCIPS after were even more outraged. And I don't think a lot of people quite fully understand and appreciate that the RCIPS, unlike the rest of the civil service, is not answerable, nor are they accountable to the deputy governor, which most of the civil service reports go and falls under. And that we felt it was most appropriate to protest here. The RCIPS falls under, I think, national security, and they report directly and are accountable to the governor. And so hence why we chose this location. And, I think it's most appropriate for that reason.
Some people also want to know about the petition. So can you just let the people know maybe that's coming, or do we have it ready?
So unfortunately, I was quite caught up today and didn't quite get around to printing the hard copy of the petition. And I do apologize to persons who came out with the intention of signing. We will get that petition in electronic and hard copy for those who do want to participate. For those who do want to participate or sign the petition. So we will be getting that circulated.
And tell us who can sign the petition. Is it anyone or just registered voters? How is that going to work?
I think for affection or to be effective, it has to come from registered voters. And I guess by extension, that being Caymanians.
Okay. Thank you so much. So I hope that answered your question about why this location was chose and also about the petition. Look out for that link. The petition will be shared shortly online, and we'll also have a hard copy. Just stay tuned on CMR and various social media pages. We'll circulate that at a later date. So we also have some tourists just kind of having a look here to see what's going on. And we have one of our Caymanians explaining to them why we're out here and why we're protesting. So someone is asking, what's the petition for? I do believe the petition is to have Mr. Larry's work permit revoked. He is here on a work permit. He does not have PR or status. So I think the petition is going to be sent around to have his work permit revoked and to essentially have him deported from the island. Just gonna walk down here and give you guys a different view. I must say personally, I'm a little disappointed at the turnout so far. I'm hoping more people will come. We had more people protesting against the riffraff and the gate on a dock. I think we should have triple the amount of people out here protesting against what many in the public viewed as a wrongful arrest of a young Caymanian man. So I hope you guys will come down and stand united, Cayman. More interviews, please. This is very interesting. The guy with the Cayman Lives Matters sign looks interesting. I'll do some more interviews shortly. We have people crossing and showing their support by way of honking. But we'd like you to stand out here with us, Cayman. Damian Charles says, and if he applies for PR later, well, hopefully the petition will address that as well. Could this possibly be Mr. Larry crossing the protest? Not sure if there's another Cybertruck on island. All right, let's see if we can get some more interviews of some people. Would you care to do an interview for CMR? Sure. Okay. Can you tell us why you're out here today?
You know, it's simple. I'm here for solidarity to show that Caymanian voices are heard day in, day out. Yeah, that's it. To show that what happened to the 17-year-old is unjust. To show that he was arrested was unjust, and that the system as it is, you know, hopefully, you know, speak truth to power, speak truth to the politicians, that we are finding what happened unacceptable, and that hopefully, come election, they'll find that be heard through the ballot box.
Thank you, Anne. So the commentators want to know, are you from Cayman? Do you have Cayman status?
Cayman status, born and raised in Cayman.
All right, thank you for showing up and supporting this matter. Hi, do you care to give an interview for us today? Hold up your sign, let us see. Maybe a comment? All right, I won't ask you a question. I'll let you go ahead and give a quick comment.
I am here today as a mother and a grandmother. And when I saw those videos, all I could see was my grandchildren or my children's face. And I don't think this is a case that can rest. And I think that anything in the future must be prevented somehow.
Thank you so much for that comment. Looks like we have some other news media showing up. Let it be known, CMR was out here first. We bring it to you live and on time. Okay, so it doesn't seem as though that was Larry that crossed earlier. Seems to be more than one Cybertruck on island. We have a lot of tourists crossing the area as well, wondering what's going on. So hopefully this gets the attention that it needs and justice is served in this matter. We're seeing more people showing up. Would you care to give CMR a short statement or interview? No? Okay, that's fine. Hello, hello.
They're embarrassing.
So we have some more candidates out here.
Crabs in a bucket, playing musical chairs, and you never know where they'll land. They're a disgrace to Cayman.
All right, we're gonna see if we can set up on this side and get a good angle so you guys can see who's coming in. So far, we don't see any current sitting MPs out here. We do have Mr. Alric Lindsay and Mr. Jermaine. Can someone help me out with his last name? Mr. Jermaine, I think he is running in West Bay. Help me out, people. West Bay North, I think. But so far, they're the only two out here in terms of those running for political office. I think I may have seen Miss Julie Hunter pulling in. So there's a possibility that she's here as well. But so far, we only see not even a handful of people who are wanting a seat. Let's read some more comments here. We have Tanya on Facebook says, let's look at this strictly defending one's right to self-defense. Namely, the person defending himself was arrested because the aggressor was injured. Let's look at this without involving who is what nationality. Let's look at this only. Each of us have the right to defend ourselves by law, should not be arrested for doing so. Fight for your rights first and foremost if you want to sort through who the aggressor was. I'm not sure if there's more to that comment, but it did get cut off. Try to read some more comments here. So Ms. Darlene says, with no disrespect, our police force is full of Jamaican yardies. My father told me from a young age that an English man love a Jamaican and Jamaicans will take over our Cayman Islands years to come. He told me that in the 80s, now it seems as if it has come to reality. And our local police did that. And now some of the same ones or one gone to our customs and border control. And the same thing is maybe now happening in there. Miss Arisa says, I hope more candidates and MPs attend the protest to show us they are not only aware of the injustices, but that they stand with us. Well said. Francisco says, police officers need to be fired and sue the government. No good panhead cops. All right, we're not gonna be reading any more comments that are discriminatory. Shouldn't everyone be right by the governor gate signs showing her that we want justice? She knows we're out here. She knows well that we're out here. You have to actually get permission from the RCIPS to hold a protest. So she knows, she's aware that we're out here. Miss Brenda says, voters, remember who turned up to stand with you today. Stay focused on election day. We have some supporters crossing. They're not blowing the horn against us. They are blowing the horn and what it seems like solidarity with us. Miss Darlene says, no disrespect, our people are too busy fighting down each other that when it's time to unite, they can't do it. Well, hopefully we'll show them different today. We seem to have some more new people showing up towards the other end, so I'll have a walk down there in a minute. Let's get some more comments real quick. Miss Sue asks, is the young man out there? I do not think he is. I don't personally know him to say that if I saw him, that I would know that it's him, but I don't think he is out here. Perhaps his lawyers may have advised against it. Not sure, but even if he's not out here, we want to show him that we stand for him and with him. All right, we're gonna take a little walk now because we have some more people showing up and spreading out here so we can get the message across clear. We have a few more political candidates out here. Glad to see more show up. Would love to see some current sitting MPs out here. Let's read this sign. Proud to be Caymanian. Respect us. If not, do not be rude.
Leave.
Just leave.
Leave.
Exactly. We're not asking for a lot. We just want to be respected in our own country. It's like we have Mr. Jordan Rivers, another person vying for a seat this election. I'm gonna try to see if I can get across the street here so you guys can get a better picture of how many people are here. Sorry about that. I just wanted to get all the way across here. Trying to get you all a better view. Who's out here? Let's see if we can get a few more comments on here. Sandy Wilson says, very racist against Jamaicans. Was it a Jamaican who fought the child? No, it isn't. The hate is real towards Jamaicans. Look how much other nationalities are here. Side. Yeah, we're going to try not to read any more racist comments. That's not what we're out here to promote. We're actually out here trying to promote the very opposite. So we're not going to read any more of those comments. Mr. Philip Wood says, is there any update on this case from the police commissioner? His statement was indicative of what we have become, tone deaf. He was asking for witnesses when his own officers were seen on video not listening to the witnesses on site. Crazy. Yes, Philip, and I think that's why most of these people are out here today. I mean, listen, guys, out here is hot. It's extremely hot. So if you see people out here, I mean, aside from some of the political candidates who may see this as a opportunity to get good PR, most of the people are out here because they believe in what they're out here standing for and standing against. So yeah, it's not a joke. Standing out here in the heat, people aren't just doing this to be seen and to get attention. You know, this is something that the Caymanian community is coming together on. This is something that many people in the community, whether they were expatriates or locals alike, were outraged against what they saw in that video. So that's why we're out here today, and I don't think that anyone should be taking this lightly. So we're going to stay over here for a bit because we keep seeing more people show up. So we want to give you a good view of who's showing up and who's out here, how many people are out here. And we'll go back across the street shortly to do some more interviews. For those of you joining the live who may not know why we're out here and why there's another protest, this protest was sparked by a recent event that happened, a road rage event where it just happened to be an expatriate worker who was here on a work permit, an older gentleman who, in a fit of rage during a traffic incident, got out of his car and opened the car door of a young 17-year-old boy and assaulted him. And the 17-year-old defended himself against the older gentleman. The older gentleman, of course, was wounded after that. And when the police arrived on scene, they decided to arrest the young 17-year-old boy. Many people in the public felt like that was the wrong person that they arrested, or at the very least, they should have arrested both parties. Yeah, the public was definitely outraged at the situation. And so people are out here protesting. They want justice to be served. They want the aggressor, or who they believe is the aggressor, arrested and charged accordingly. And some people are even calling for his work permit to be revoked. So yes, we're out here protesting. It is hot, but come on down, guys. If you were in the comment section on CMR or any other platform and you were outraged against what happened to that young man, if you believe that there was injustice and that justice still needs to be served in this matter, you should come out here and show your support. Come out here, show the RCIPS that we want them held accountable, and we also want the gentleman who the public believes is the aggressor to be arrested and charged. It seems like he was, or according to what we've read, the older gentleman was charged with a much lesser charge, but he was not arrested in the matter. And the 17-year-old, who, by all accounts of what we've seen, was clearly defending himself, was actually arrested and charged with a more serious crime. We're going to try to get back across the street and do some more interviews here. So we have Miss Siobhan here explaining to another passerby what's going on. It's kind of hard for us to, because we're on the street right here, so we're trying to stay off the street, but we're trying to give you guys a good view of who's here. All right, let's see if we can get some more interviews. See Mr. Graham Rankin here. We're gonna see if we can get a quick interview with him. Hi, Mr. Graham. How are you today?
I'm good.
All right. Tell the CMR listeners and viewers why you're out here today.
I'm out here to tell all of them that I'm acting very soft. I'm supposed to be up by the man establishment down in Progressive. That way is already find out where he is. That's where I'm supposed to be down there. The governor not gonna undo this. Let's go up there at him. It's him that we need to deal with.
All right. Thank you, sir. You heard it. You heard it from Mr. Graham himself.
That should have been my nephew. No, that should have been Jeff. My crazy nephew.
We have Miss Julie Hunter out here. Would you care to give any comments or a quick interview for CMR? Any comments? Just let us know why you're out here today.
Well, I'm out here today because our voices matter. And as Caymanians, we need to stick together. Our future generation, the future of our island rests solely on what we do and what we say. And if we're not here showing the world that we do not believe it was right to arrest a 17-year-old for the reasons that he was arrested, then we have it all wrong. We have it all wrong. Our children need to be safe. All of us need to be safe. We need to feel safe in our own country. And right now, we don't feel safe in our country. We feel that we are being taken advantage of, and that is not good enough. So I'm here today because I want to send a message that this kind of behavior is unacceptable. And we as Caymanians need to put the right policies in place that we can do something when these kind of occurrences happen in our island. That's the message I want to get across today. And that I am with the young people and for the young people, and I will always be their voice. They will always hear me speaking up on their behalf. Thank you.
Thank you so much.
No, that got me arrow.
Here we have Miss Carmen. She'd like to say a few words.
Yes, I am very disappointed in what happened. I'm very, very surprised that our police did not do more than what they done. I came on the scene of the incident the same day that happened, and Mr. Police drive. I saw the police driving away with the young man. I was very disappointed. The mother explained to me what happened, and I'm here to stand for that young man. In the presence, the family is keeping it private now, but I'm here to stand on behalf of that young man and the rest of the Caymanians that did not come out here to say the situation and what happened was wrong. And we're standing and we're asking the police and whoever to give justice to this young man. Would you like to share something else?
Thank you. I believe that the Commissioner of Police is sending the wrong message to society. If you think about it from the perspective of fighting crime, you can't be sending the message as Commissioner of Police that when you're wrong, you're not going to correct your mistakes. Because that's what they're asking the public to do. And the police's failure to do that is going to cause irreparable harm to our country. I understand why, from a legal perspective, why they're reluctant to admit that they're wrong, but they should do the right thing, because the Commissioner of Police, should be setting an example. I believe that what they should do is seek to have the record of arrests deleted or expunged, whichever term is the most appropriate. If I was the Commissioner of Police, if I felt that I didn't have the authority to delete the record myself without causing any controversy, I would go to the court and ask the court permission to delete the record so that there's no negative impact on this 17-year-old. Self-defense is lawful. No one should be arrested for acting lawfully. I wish more people were out here to support our rights, because if we fail to defend our rights, they will be taken away from us. I wonder why the candidates are not out here. They should be. The message that sends to me is that they don't stand for rights. And that worries me. And it's going to cause me to think about who I'm going to vote for quite differently. I'm going to question them about their position on human rights before I cast my vote. And if I'm not confident with anyone's particular answer on defending rights, I won't be voting for them. It's just that simple. Thank you for your time out here.
Before we go, can you just read what your sign says?
My sign says, Commissioner of Police, wrongful arrest is unlawful. And that's the position I take on this. There's actually someone who regularly calls CMR, and I would like for him to have a few words. So he can't be here today. So through the magic of technology, CMR and others are on the scene, and we really appreciate it. So I'm going to put him next to the mic so he can say a few words.
Okay, tell us who it is first, please.
His name is Bilika Samamba.
Hello?
Hi, go ahead.
Well, first of all, thanks very much for this opportunity to share a few words. I congratulate CMR for being the voice of the people. I see there's quite a bit of noise there. But basically, should be expanded of this young man. He's only 17. He's got more than 3/4 of his life ahead of him. I urge the commissioner. This has been going on for a number of days. The young man is anxious. The family is anxious. they should, the issue a statement is what he is going to do, because it's not enough to just acknowledge that it was wrong. The things that have happened, like the record which have been created, they should be expunged. If the procedures do not exist, then clearly what should happen is that the people who are running for office, they should try to effect reform to ensure that when something like this happens, we can totally expunge the record. I also would want to, finally, I would like to hear from the governor. The governor is responsible for good governance. I think in Cayman we are having too much impunity, people just violating the law and not having any consequences. Those are my views on this matter, but I think it's very, very good that we are seeing people out there, but we need to see more candidates come out there and say something. Thank you, ma'am.
All right. Thank you.
All right, maybe Mr. Denny, maybe you could just summarize some of what he said in case it wasn't
Well-
clear for our listeners.
Well, what he said was very similar to what I said. He used some different words, but essentially it means the same thing. Yeah. Thank you.
All right, thank you. It's not yours, right?
No, no.
Sorry, guys, we're just.
Yeah. It's to help everybody else that didn't Is that like I have a very I know, but I'm only from Florida. So I don't even know the rest of my Does that make sense? Like my husband like surf. Well, so we're here right now. Our friend, his daughter is from it's her second semester. So we're just trying to make sure we're having a really great experience. Like close to home. But they have like at first and stuff like that. So they're so they got so
And like you said about the
but there was a bill before that was gonna be passed that was like that's what Ethan was telling me this morning. And that was for a bill that's her. This is for the injustice. And basically, y'all got punished for everything that they did. You guys. Oh, okay.
No.
Yeah, no, we're gonna come back in April. So on Rock Point side, but like this okay. I want to look here. And no, so I don't like that. I love the sanctuary of her culture. No one should come here. So what would I start? I'm gonna have dinner. I know where.
Yours not bought.
Yes, ma'am. Have that.
Can't say I got spanked publicly. They can't say I got spanked publicly.
All right, so we were just conversing. If you guys are wondering what was happening, we were actually talking with a tourist that was passing and wanted to know more about what was going on. She empathized with us. She said she was really sorry about what was happening, and she asked what she could do to further the cause. And so she said she would share it with her friends far and wide. You know, when you come here, especially if you come to live, respect the people, immerse yourself with the people. So yeah, we need more people like that that's going to come here and respect us, not disrespect us. Sorry, the lady didn't necessarily agree to be on camera, so we didn't have the mic or anything set up. It was just a very impromptu little discussion with her. Zero tolerance to road rage, racism, disrespect, and violence. Gonna get a walk around here, see who else is here. And furthermore, we get to see who else is not here.
You are not helping us, but
Let's read some more of your comments here. Not saying people need to fight, but people need to be uncomfortable in them chairs and bed wherever they are. I agree. All right, we have some more. We actually have a current MP. Well, I think one of the only current sitting MPs out here. Would you like to give us a comment real quick for CMR?
Good afternoon. Good afternoon to all who are watching today. I'm here to represent the Caymanian Community Party. This incident that took place a few weeks ago is very disturbing, and we know that many members in the community have been concerned about this type of behavior. This is not who we are as Caymanians, and it's not behavior that we want to see tolerated here in our country. And you know, we see a lot of protests. You know, you have the silent witness protests where you're protesting against violence against women. That is something that majority of the founding members of the Caymanian Community Party participated in. So it says that we stand against this type of violence. We also participated in the protest down in West Bay, where we were standing against the type of behavior that we don't see as Caymanian. And I know as I was driving in, I heard a few people speaking about, you know, calling on justice to be served. Many of us saw the video, which is very disturbing. And we understand that this matter is currently being investigated by the police. So we will leave the matter with the police with the hope that justice will be served. And I think that this is where we talk about the role of members of parliament. In the absence of that, what do you do? And that is where then you look at what legislation needs to be changed or modified to ensure that the behavior and the models that are represented here in the Cayman Islands is truly reflective of who we are as a people. Thank you.
Thank you so much, and we're happy to see you out here.
Just one more thing. Just want to say that many of my colleagues from the Caymanian Community Party are unable to be here today. Some of them are attending funerals. There's also been a sudden passing in the District of West Bay. And so my colleague Andre has been attending with the family recently, and he also has some other commitments. I just want to give apologies on their behalf, but that's the reason. Many of them only found out about this just yesterday.
Thank you so much. So it seems like we now have representatives out here from TCCP and CINP. I do not see any representatives out here from PPM as yet, but they still have time to join us if they truly care to take a stand with us.
Oh, yeah, whoa, 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 whoa. Don't try that. Don't get her down today. Are you get your
We have Mr. Rolston out here as well. All right, we have Mr. Rolston here. Would you care to give a quick interview with CMR? All right, so we know you were out there at the last protest. You were one of the first or the first persons out there that's running for election this year. Why do you feel it's important to be out here today again? And what do you hope we'll accomplish today?
Well, first of all, anytime the community feels as though there's been serious injustice, you have to hear, you have to listen. And if you want to be a candidate for an election, you have to listen. First, before you can represent, you must listen to people and be a servant leader. So listen to your people, and then you can be an effective leader. And for me, given the fact that this was spurred on because of the minor traffic incident that involved a young 17-year-old getting assaulted in his car, in effect, that tells me that you have to participate and support those who want justice, because we certainly have to have a justice system that Caymanians believe represents justice for them. And, you know, when you have that incident, when you have the recent case in court that involved child abuse, where the perpetrator raping a young girl was given a slap on the wrist. Those are all the issues that are really boiling below the surface and has caused so many Caymanians to feel aggrieved. And so this is a microcosm of those who feel aggrieved, of those who feel as though, you know, they have to demonstrate in this way to actually have their voices heard and demand accountability and demand change. So, you know, that in a nutshell is why I'm here. And as a father that have young children and have now 2 adult children who have to make their way in these islands, I think it's very, very important for me to stand up and be able to be a part of the solution, because that's what it's about. How are we going to move forward in this country? How are we going to ensure that Caymanians feel as though their judicial and their justice systems work for them? And when that doesn't happen, that's a very, very scary thing to happen in the country. And that's where we are, right? That's where we are, Cayman.
All right, thank you so much. We'll circle back in a little bit. Thanks for coming out and supporting us. Let's see if we can get a few more comments read here today. I'll try to find a good place to sit this down so I can read some comments. Let's see if we can read some more comments here. Sandy Wilson says if each person take 20 minutes out of their day, that don't stop nothing for them. I'm pretty sure they have more than 20 minutes to place with today, but no one is willing to make any sacrifice. Philip seems to be responding to a previous comment by Curtis Connolly. He says, calling a spade, bro. Where are they? They have always felt like they are above us until election time when they need us. So he was responding to this comment. Philip Wood, you sure have it out for PPM, bro. Miss Sue Bodden says, tell my cousin Debbie, sorry I couldn't make it today with my boombox. And Andy Martin song, but stay strong. Go back where you come from. My heart and spirit with all and fully support. Philip Wood said earlier, PPM, don't make me laugh. They all down at the office bar watching you and laughing at you. So we have a bunch of people here now. I still don't think it's as much as we had for the last protest, unfortunately. If you haven't made it yet, you still have time. We'll be here till 6 o'clock or close to that. So if you haven't come down yet, the sun seems to be easing up a little bit. So if you're afraid of the heat, come on down.
Actually,
Go down here now again and see. Let's see if I can cross the road and give you guys another wide view of how much people are here today. Sue Bodden says there may not be a lot of people protesting, but that petition will solve Larry. Will solve Larry's manor problems. Ship him back to Donald Trump. So yes, people, as Siobhan said, please look out for a petition that will be circulating in the near future. Sandy Wilson says, what ties Larry have with the Cayman Islands? What does he do here? So he's a part owner of a business and he's here on a work permit for that same business that he owns or is part owner of. Nola Sanderson says this protest should have happened right after the incident when tempers were raging high, not when the public cooled down. Well, unfortunately, if you want to avoid getting in trouble yourself, you have to actually get permission to have a protest. So I don't think it could have happened as soon as you think it could have. Now, one could argue and say, well, the people should have done it anyways and risk getting in trouble if it's something that they feel strongly about. But if we wanted to have a peaceful protest and with no one out here getting arrested, it took a little bit more time. Yeah, than just going out and marching the same day or the day after. I'm gonna try to cross the road soon. I'm gonna try to cross the road here now. Show you guys how much more people have turned up. Looks like we're trying to get everyone together to do a group photo. See, we have some kids out here as well with their parents. People, though, these young children are who we are out here protesting for. If we don't stand up now, they have no future in these islands. So we'll get some more comments here. Magdalene says, the ones posting asking why this and that, give thanks for those who stood up. I am at work and I stood up for 1 hour. Miss Darlene says, some of them may be laughing today, but they may be crying late night on April 30th or May 1st. So Philip says PPM is having their big party conference just down the road at the Kimpton tonight, but not one of them could bother to show up for the people. Guess it's not enough of high-class location for them. Their lack of empathy or any concern for this situation speaks volumes. All right, we're gonna make our way back over to the shade. Try to cross here. All right, folks, it looks like some rain might be coming. So if the live ends abruptly, it's because the rain has started. And I do apologize in advance for that. If we get some rain, we're going to have to get out of that quickly. So if the live ends, it's because it's raining. Otherwise, we'll be out here until 6 o'clock.
I'm going to show this to people.
Yes, ma'am. We are live until the protest ends. Hold it for me. Just hold it and I need some water.
Down, so and more marches I want to. Good job.
Never take him out. Never take him out. Why?
Did you do him? What did you do last night? Did you do him?
Come this way. Let me read some of the comments. No, man, you hold it now. My arm hurting. All right, let's read some more comments. Darlene says, my people don't get offended when our MPs don't show up for our people because in the past they haven't showed up at our parliament and our people gave them their jobs and being paid a big salary with benefits. If they don't get reelected or decide to resign or retire, they still get a severance pay, big earnings, benefits, and pension for life. What a ripping deal on the backs of our people. Maybe that's what you can call a criminal act.
You look a lot like Gally. How do you say that? Yes, yes. When I
Syria,
Yeah.
no relation.
Okay, okay.
Yeah, we seen that. Okay, there, clear them. Yeah. Yeah, going straight home.
Crowd seems to be dwindling. I think people are afraid it's going to rain. It's looking quite cloudy over there. But we'll stay until 6 or until everyone starts to leave.
Yeah.
All right, people, it's not too late. You can still come on down, show your support, show your outrage. I know many people were outraged when this incident first happened. Everyone was all up in the comment sections, showing their displeasure with what happened and what occurred. This is where you need to be, guys. And also look out for the petition when that comes around. We will definitely be circulating that petition within the next few days.
Like I said, Angie, you heard what I just said about it, right? You heard what I just said. You can do it. After COVID, then he was trying to deal with the government. Then he was trying to.
Still have quite a few people out here today.
No, what I mean is no, what they need to do is start it.
Miss Risa says, thank you to those who were able to attend the protest. Let's see if we can set this down somewhere for a minute. Maybe. I mean, yeah. Everyone, don't forget to take your garbage with you, please. Take your garbage with you when you leave.
Sergeant. Hey, you know what we are? Sergeant. We don't have competition this week, right? No, they're like a but what they're hoping is that they just go away. When everybody gets some fun, yeah, get some if I and we got more children over here. As unfortunately, our people don't understand the value of yeah, but they understand it. They understand and they yeah, man, she's so so we better bar up. Excuse me, I hear over like I need my dog and all that. But I don't need my dog. Exactly. They make it sound like why is that? I what can you do about we can At least then they could stay until we sort it out. Exactly. Arrest them all. So then they have it already. I don't even know about it. Yeah. Yeah, that's it should have its own email address. That's what we should say if this about if this that should be the main
That's the other thing.
put on your read receipt. Which read receipt on send me send that one of the
Thank you. Everybody, but
Hey, don't forget to take your garbage, please.
Okay, folks, it looks like the protest is dwindling. Um, most people are heading out now. Still looks like it might rain. So we're gonna end the live. And please stay tuned. Look out for the petition on our social media channels. We're going to try to do an electronic version and possibly also set up somewhere, maybe by Cost You Less or somewhere in town, maybe multiple places where you all can sign the petition. So look out for that. Thank you.